About 10,000 years ago, humanity had this revolutionary idea farming. It was a total game changer. It let us build cities, create civilizations. Basically, it's why we're here today. But that first revolution, it came at a price. And now, it's time for another one. So let's fast forward to today. That original idea has completely reshaped our world. I want you to think about this number, 40%. That's how much of our planet's land is now used for farming. It is a massive, massive footprint. And honestly, it's right at the heart of one of the biggest challenges we've ever faced. And that leads us to the big puzzle, the one we're all a part of. How in the world are we going to feed everyone, and I mean everyone, a healthy diet as our population grows without, completely running out of planet? It's a huge question. And the answer, well, it's not simple at all. To solve this global food puzzle, we're going to need nothing less than a second agricultural revolution. But here's the catch. This one has to be totally, fundamentally different from the first one. See, that first revolution had a pretty simple strategy. Just expand. We cleared forests, we pushed wildlife out, we rerouted rivers, and hey, for a long time it worked. But now we're seeing the consequences. That very system is starting to threaten the climate that our farms and we depend on. We basically hit a wall. Just clearing more land for farms isn't an option anymore. It just makes the climate crisis worse. So, this next revolution, it has to be smarter, not just bigger. And the difference is really night and day. The old way was all about taking more, expanding, exploiting. The new way, this second revolution, is about getting more from the land we already use. It's about doing that while actually healing the planet, protecting biodiversity, slashing emissions, and cutting way back on pollution. Okay, so what do these farms of the future actually look like? Well, it's this really cool mix of super high-tech innovation and, kind of surprisingly, getting back to basics and working with nature. Let's dive in. On the high-tech side, just picture this. You've got fleets of drones flying over crops, monitoring their health. You've got little field robots zipping around, applying tiny, targeted doses of fertilizer exactly where it's needed. And you have sensors in the soil giving you a constant stream of data. It's all about precision, using information to eliminate waste and pollution. It's pretty amazing. But, and this is really important, it's not all about shiny robots and gadgets. The real magic, the real goal, is to work with the environment, not fight against it. And a lot of the best solutions are actually low-cost, super accessible things that farmers are already doing right now. In fact, let's take a quick trip around the globe to see how people are already building this future. You'll see there are some truly brilliant ideas already in action. First stop, Costa Rica. Here, farmers are literally weaving their farmland into the tropical habitat around them. And get this, it's helped the country double its forest cover. In return, nature gives them a hand with free pest control from birds and pollination from insects. It's a total win-win. Now let's jump over to the United States. Some ranchers are raising their cattle on native grasslands. This not only protects the local biodiversity, but it actually helps the soil pull carbon out of the atmosphere and store it. It's a way to make protein production part of the solution. Okay, now let's talk about rice. It's the staple food for about half the people on Earth. In places like Bangladesh, Cambodia, and Nepal, farmers are trying totally new approaches, using different rice varieties, irrigating less, planting more efficiently. And it's not just boosting their income, it's tackling a major climate issue. And not climate issue is a big one. You see, traditional flooded rice paddies, they release a ton of methane, a really potent greenhouse gas. How much? A staggering 11% of all annual methane emissions from human activities. That is a huge climate footprint for just one crop. Over in Zambia, the focus is all about finding local solutions. There's no one-size-fits-all answer. By investing in methods that are perfectly tailored to their environment, they're on track to boost crop yields by nearly 25%, all while fighting deforestation. They're building a food system that's both productive and climate smart. And how about this one from India? It's a simple idea, but it's absolutely brilliant. Solar-powered cold storage capsules. These little units are helping thousands of rural farmers preserve their fruits and vegetables, preventing spoilage and connecting them to bigger markets. It's a total game changer. And the problem they're solving is just massive. In India, up to 40% of all food grown is lost or wasted after it's harvested, mostly because they don't have the infrastructure to store and transport it. 40%. That's why a simple solution like a cold storage unit can be so incredibly powerful. Okay, so we've seen some amazing innovations happening on the farm itself, but fixing farming practices, well, that's only one part of the solution. We have to look beyond the farm gate, too. So here's the whole picture. Step 1, yep, revolutionize farming. We've talked about that, but steps 2 and 3 are just as crucial, and these involve all of us. Shifting, even a little, toward more plant-based diets makes a huge difference. And why? Because it takes way less land and resources. And number 3, we have to get serious about cutting down on food loss and waste. When we do those two things, we take immense pressure off our land and our farmers. This quote really just says it all. The science is clear. We can feed humanity. We can do it within the environmental limits of our planet. But the margin for error is razor thin. We really have to get this right. So, creating the perfect farm, it's not about finding one single magic bullet. It's about completely reimagining our relationship with food. And that is going to take a level of global cooperation we have never seen before. So the real question is, are we ready to work together to build that future? Or will it take an even bigger crisis to force our hand?